How's it going, everybody? Poser Mobile here, bringing you 25 absolute bangers that are all on sale on the PlayStation Store for the Dealmania sale that runs through March 11th. As usual, I've scoured this sale for all the full games, game bundles, and premium editions that are at the lowest price they've been in recent history, and are at least a 70 on OpenCritic or Game Rankings. So if that sounds like the kind of video you want to see, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my daily coverage of every sale that Sony puts out. I'm trying to get to 25k by the end of the year, so every bit helps. Alright, that's enough yapping for me, let's get into the video. For $3.99, Doom is a fast, brutally satisfying first-person shooter that reimagines the legendary franchise with modern intensity, cinematic polish, and unrelenting speed. Rip and tear through the depths of hell with an arsenal of iconic weapons and a savage melee system that rewards relentless aggression over hiding behind cover, all while an adrenaline-pumping soundtrack keeps you locked in a non-stop rhythm of chaos and destruction. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Trine 2 Complete Story is a stunning side-scrolling action-adventure that blends platforming, puzzles, and fantasy storytelling into a magical fairy tale journey full of wonder, danger, and clever challenges. You'll control Amadeus the Wizard, Pontius the Knight, and Zoya the Thief as they traverse breathtaking landscapes filled with physics-based puzzles, dangerous enemies, whimsical contraptions, and hidden secrets to discover. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Super Mega Baseball 4 delivers over-the-top baseball action with more than 200 fan-favorite legends like Vladimir Guerrero, Johnny Damon, and Jason Giambi joining the roster of Super Mega League All-Stars. Play in arcade-inspired matches with deep gameplay systems, including expanded team traits and 6 new stadiums, while enjoying presentation upgrades with vibrant animations and crystal-clear audio. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $2.49, Inside is a haunting cinematic puzzle platformer that follows a young boy as he's relentlessly hunted through a bleak dystopian landscape and pulled ever deeper into the center of a terrifying secretive experiment. Solve cleverly designed environmental puzzles and uncover disturbing revelations through precise platforming, minimalist storytelling, and an oppressive atmosphere that constantly builds tension. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, Arise, A Simple Story is a heartfelt narrative adventure that guides you through the emotional lives of two people, where memories awaken and time itself bends to your will in an expressive world. You explore beautifully crafted landscapes that shift with the passage of time, reliving moments of love, loss, joy, and sorrow, while manipulating seconds, days, and entire seasons to uncover the full story and its hidden emotional nuances. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.24, Limbo is a minimalist puzzle platformer where a young boy ventures into a dark, eerie world to uncover the fate of his missing sister, facing unknown horrors at every turn. Set in a shadowy, monochromatic landscape filled with subtle visual clues and haunting silhouettes, the game blends environmental storytelling with clever, physics-based puzzles that challenge timing, precision, and observation. It's a 91 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year Edition is an open-world action-adventure set between The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, where you play as a ranger bound with the Wraith of Celebrimbor, seeking vengeance against the forces of Sauron. This edition includes the Lord of the Hunt and the Bright Lord story expansions, adding new abilities, beast hunts, epic battles, and deeper lore that expands the mythos of Middle-earth. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Watch Dogs is an open-world action-adventure where you play as a skilled hacker driven by a violent family tragedy and a relentless quest for justice and revenge. You'll manipulate the city of Chicago's connected infrastructure, tapping into security cameras, controlling traffic lights, and accessing personal data to outsmart enemies, evade law enforcement, and strategically execute heists, stealth missions, and intense combat scenarios. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4.99, The Walking Dead: The Final Season is an emotional narrative adventure where Clementine may finally find a home, but protecting it comes with difficult sacrifices and heart-wrenching decisions. You'll guide her through tense encounters with both the living and the dead, making choices that define her relationships, shape the world around her, and ultimately determine how her story concludes in this unforgettable final chapter. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Fist of the North Star Lost Paradise is an over-the-top action-adventure where Kenshiro, master of Hokuto Shinken, unleashes devastating martial arts techniques to obliterate foes and uphold justice in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. You'll chain combos and explore Eden's open world while engaging in bizarre side activities like bartending and buggy racing, blending intense combat with absurdly entertaining minigames. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record is a reimagined action-adventure zombie game that follows photojournalist Frank West as he returns to Fortune City to investigate the outbreak and document the chaos in his own daring style. Battle hordes of zombies, craft outrageous combo weapons, and explore all new areas, while following unique missions, surviving deadly attractions, and uncovering the city's darkest hidden secrets. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Trials Fusion is a platform racing game that challenges you to master obstacle-filled courses, perform daring stunts, and push your skills to the limit in both solo and competitive play. Race across official tracks, tackle insane user-created courses, and compete in global tournaments, while mastering precision jumps, avoiding hazards, and chasing record-breaking times to cement your reputation as the ultimate Trials champion. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Super Meat Boy is a brutally difficult precision platformer where you control an animated cube of meat determined to rescue his bandage-wrapped girlfriend from an evil fetus in a jar wearing a tux. Leap across deadly saw blades, scale tight wall jump corridors, and survive hundreds of brutally designed levels while tackling punishing bosses and pushing your reflexes to the limit across hospitals, salt factories, and even hell itself. It's a 90 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Rad is a 3D action roguelike set in a post-apocalyptic world where humanity has already survived 2 separate Armageddons. Play as a teenage survivor venturing into the ever-changing radioactive fallow, battling grotesque creatures, exploring procedurally generated wastelands, and uncovering secrets, hidden caches, and dangerous mutated environments filled with traps, hazards, and unpredictable encounters. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $3.99, My Friend Pedro is an ultra-violent action platformer about friendship, imagination, and one man's mission to wipe out the criminal underworld under the guidance of a sentient banana. Using split aiming, slow motion, and ricocheting bullets, combat becomes a fluid spectacle where precision and creativity are rewarded as you chain together outrageous gunfights with cinematic flair, stylish scoring, and leaderboard-driven challenges. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3.99, DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos is an action-packed superhero adventure where players unite to stop a mischievous supervillain from wreaking havoc on Happy Harbor. Suit up as Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, teaming with other heroes to solve puzzles, defeat villains, and complete daring challenges, while discovering secret locations and unlocking powerful abilities and artifacts to enhance your team's combat potential. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.79, Wizard of Legend is a fast-paced dungeon crawler that casts you as a powerful wizard battling through procedurally generated arenas while mastering dynamic spellcasting and elemental magic. Chain together over 100 unique spells, unleash devastating combos, and experiment with different elemental effects while dodging attacks and adapting your playstyle to survive chaotic battles in both solo and co-op runs. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, about 25 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Dex is a 2D action RPG set in a sprawling cyberpunk city where you fight, hack, and navigate a dangerous underworld while evading a mysterious tentacular organization and deadly adversaries. You traverse Harbor Prime, making allies, choosing your approach as a silent assassin, hacker, diplomat, or gunfighter, with real-time combat, interactive dialogue, and a mature storyline that rewards exploration and strategic thinking. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Ragnarock is a VR rhythm game that puts you in the role of a Viking captain, commanding your longship and pounding your drums to the beat of epic music while racing against rivals in solo or multiplayer modes. Hit incoming runes in perfect sync with Celtic rock and Viking power metal and compete for gold medals, high scores, and leaderboard supremacy while enjoying fast-paced, immersive VR gameplay. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 20 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Streets of Rogue is a chaotic roguelite where player choice, freedom, and anarchy drive every action in a procedurally generated city teeming with complex AI denizens. You'll complete missions any way you like, using unique character traits, inventive items, and environmental interactions to sneak, fight, or manipulate your way through sprawling, emergent scenarios that encourage experimentation and creativity. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition is a thrilling action-adventure where Lara Croft's origin story comes to life in a beautifully rebuilt next-gen world full of danger and mystery. You'll explore lush environments, solve intricate puzzles, and survive high-octane combat while customizing weapons, crafting gear, and navigating treacherous terrain that tests both skill and strategy, uncovering hidden secrets and ancient relics along the way. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Hob is a third-person action-adventure where you explore a mysterious, crumbling planet in peril, uncovering its secrets as you traverse shifting landscapes and restore a dying world. You'll use your mechanical glove arm to grapple across gaps, warp between platforms, and interact with ancient machinery, while exploring ruins, meeting strange creatures, and discovering a story told entirely through the environment. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.49, the Serious Sam collection puts you in the boots of legendary action hero Sam Serious Stone as you battle a merciless alien invasion across ancient Egypt and South America with non-stop old-school mayhem. The collection includes Serious Sam HD, the first encounter, the second encounter, Serious Sam 3 BFE, and both major expansions, delivering pure arcade shooter chaos from start to finish. It's an 81 average on game rankings, and there's unfortunately a broken trophy making the platinum unobtainable. For $4.49, Metro Exodus is a haunting post-apocalyptic shooter bundle that combines the remastered editions of Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light in one immersive survival experience. You play as Artyom, navigating the dark, claustrophobic tunnels of the Metro and the irradiated surface above, scavenging for supplies, upgrading weapons, and fighting off both mutated creatures and desperate human enemies. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to get both platinums. For $4.49, Child of Light is a beautifully crafted fairy tale RPG that follows a young girl transported to the magical world of Lemuria on a coming-of-age journey to save a fallen kingdom and her ailing father. You'll explore hand-painted storybook environments, take flight through enchanting landscapes, and engage in turn-based combat with RPG mechanics while uncovering a poetic narrative inspired by childhood fairy tales. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Axiom Verge is a Metroidvania-style action-adventure where you play a scientist trapped in a mysterious alien world, exploring an intricate labyrinth filled with strange technology and eerie environments. You'll discover a wide array of weapons, items, and abilities, battle bizarre biomechanoid enemies, and use glitches to manipulate the environment, defeat foes, and solve inventive puzzles in unexpected and creative ways. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Green Hell is a brutal open-world survival simulator set deep in the unforgiving Amazon rainforest, where you're stranded alone with no supplies and no way to call for help. You'll craft shelters and primitive tools from raw materials, manage hunger and sanity while battling tropical diseases and venomous wildlife, and learn realistic survival mechanics that force you to treat wounds, start fires, and adapt to the jungle's ever-present dangers. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Trine Enchanted Edition is a fantasy action platformer that tells the origin story of Amadeus the Wizard, Pontius the Knight, and Zoya the Thief as they're bound together by the magical artifact known as Trine. Journey through 15 fairy tale levels using physics-based puzzle solving, character-swapping mechanics that blend magic, swordplay, and archery, and drop in local or online co-op that lets 3 players combine abilities. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Little Noah, Scion of Paradise is a roguelite action game where you journey through shifting dungeons, recruit over 40 unique Lilliputites to build customizable attack combos, and gather items to overcome bosses. Every run strengthens Noah, letting you repair and upgrade your crashed airship with collected mana to unlock permanent facilities and boosts that make each future expedition smoother and more rewarding. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Deus Ex Mankind Divided is a cyberpunk action RPG set in 2029, where mechanically augmented humans are feared, segregated, and pushed to the fringes of society. You play as Adam Jensen, now an elite covert agent, navigating dense hub-based environments through stealth, hacking, combat, or diplomacy, with deep freedom to customize cutting-edge augmentations, weapons, and abilities to suit lethal or non-lethal playstyles. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $3.74, a game about digging a hole is a minimalist underground adventure where you carve straight down into the earth in search of profit, buried treasure, and whatever truth lies beneath the surface. Dig through layered terrain to uncover rare valuables you can sell for cash, upgrade your shovel and excavation gear to push even deeper, and slowly unravel the quiet mystery below at your own pace. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, the Figment 1 and Figment 2 bundle is a surreal musical action-adventure collection set deep within the ever-shifting landscape of the human mind. Play as the embodiment of courage as you journey through hand-painted mental realms, solve environmental puzzles shaped by logic and emotion, and face off against theatrical nightmare bosses whose songs dynamically drive the rhythm and flow of each battle. It's a 76 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to finish both games. For $3.99, Zero Time Dilemma is a suspenseful, story-driven puzzle adventure that pushes the boundaries of interactive storytelling and psychological tension, mystery, and intrigue. Players navigate diabolical new puzzles, tackle intricate logic challenges in fully animated story sections, making critical decisions that branch into multiple endings while uncovering the fates of a robust cast of both new and familiar characters. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris is an isometric action-adventure that blends fast-paced combat, puzzle-solving, and cooperative exploration in an ancient Egyptian setting. Play solo or with up to 3 other players as Lara teams up with rival Carter Bell and the gods Horus and Isis, battling enemies from the Egyptian underworld while navigating trap-filled tombs and cleverly designed environmental puzzles. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, about 25 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $2.99, Cryptark is a challenging 2D roguelike shooter where you board procedurally generated alien starships to sabotage their defenses and destroy the central system core for profit. Plan each assault carefully by mapping out objectives, managing limited funds to purchase specialized weapons and gear, and battling through cyborg guardians, automated security systems, and deadly traps that punish every failed run with financial loss. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Huntdown is a hard-boiled 2D arcade shooter where bounty hunters clean up a neon-drenched future city overrun by ruthless gangs. Run and gun through graffiti-soaked 80s-inspired streets using tight 60 FPS gameplay, tackle stages solo or in co-op with suppressive fire tactics, and battle everything from punk thugs to over-the-top crime bosses brought to life with hand-painted 16-bit pixel art and a pounding synth soundtrack. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Stellar Interface is a chaotic roguelike space shooter where you carve a destructive path across a constantly shifting galaxy in pursuit of the mysterious Last Overlord. Pilot unique unlockable spacecraft through procedurally generated sectors, stack over 100 perks and consumables to create powerful builds, and tackle galactic bounties, roaming merchants, and massive boss encounters that make every run feel like its own space opera. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Outlast Bundle of Terror is a horror bundle including Outlast and Whistleblower, where players explore Mount Massive Asylum to uncover dark secrets and survive its deadly inhabitants. Players experience the asylum through journalist Miles Upshur and software engineer Wayland Park, unraveling the Murkoff Corporation's experiments and confronting events before and after the original story. It's an 80 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners 2 Retribution is a tense VR survival horror where you navigate the post-apocalyptic streets of New Orleans, facing both the living and undead in deadly encounters. Build, upgrade, and customize your arsenal, make morally charged decisions, and explore the city's dark, atmospheric environments while uncovering hidden secrets, dangerous traps, and surviving harrowing challenges. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $1.79, Candle, The Power of the Flame is a tense adventure puzzle game where young novice Teku must navigate deadly traps, intricate obstacles, and treacherous environments to rescue his tribe's shaman. You'll solve complex environmental puzzles, carefully timing movements, observing subtle cues, and using your surroundings to survive, with each misstep potentially leading to failure in beautifully handcrafted atmospheric levels. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Fury Unleashed is a fast-paced roguelike where you blast through the pages of a living comic book, uncovering why your creators lost faith and proving him wrong. Play solo or in local and online co-op through handcrafted levels, expanding your weaponry, unlocking permanent upgrades, and mastering a combo system that rewards high-speed play while facing 40 challenging bosses across diverse, dynamic environments. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $1.99, World of Van Helsing Deathtrap is a tower defense action RPG set in a gothic noir world where you defend ancient silent forts from hordes of invading monsters using deadly traps, magical devices, and strategic planning. Choose from 3 distinct classes, upgrade your character across 100 levels, and tackle a single-player campaign or cooperative and competitive modes with friends against waves of nightmarish invaders. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Lil Guardsman is a quirky deduction adventure where you play as a 12-year-old hero covering your dad's guard shift, deciding the fate of over 100 unique characters in a vibrant, magical kingdom. Interrogate humans, elves, goblins, and other fantastical beings using your powers of deduction and trusty tools, sending some to jail, zapping a few to smithereens, or letting others pass, all while your choices shape the kingdom's future. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, The Adventure Pals is a whimsical action platformer where you and your best friends set out to save the world and your dad from being turned into hot dogs. Explore 5 imaginative worlds, from the mystical forests of Treevale to the haunted moon craters and the sunken city of Crablantis, level up to unlock new abilities, collect cupcakes to unlock costumes, and fill your scrapbook with secret stickers while interacting with quirky townsfolk. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Wall World is a mining roguelite tower defense, where you pilot a heavily armed robo-spider across a mysterious vertical world filled with hidden resources, exotic biomes, and deadly monsters. Mine procedurally generated tunnels for resources and technologies, upgrade your exosuit and robo-spider for deeper exploration and combat, and build automated turrets and repair stations to survive increasingly dangerous attacks. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $3.99, AI The Somnium Files is a gripping sci-fi murder mystery where a detective investigates a chilling homicide at an abandoned theme park, uncovering dark secrets and strange occurrences. You'll interrogate suspects, explore crime scenes using 3 special vision modes, and enter the dreams of key witnesses to solve puzzles and piece together the truth in a story full of twists, suspense, and morally complex choices. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Doom and Doom 2 is the definitive collection of the genre-defining first-person shooters that pioneered modern FPS design and reshaped action gaming forever. You rip through hordes of demons across campaign missions and deathmatch maps, spanning Doom, Doom 2, TNT Evolution, the Plutonian Experiment, Master Levels, Sigil, and the Legacy of Rust episode, created alongside Night Dive and Machine Games. It's an 88 average on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $2.49, Worms World Party is a chaotic turn-based artillery game where teams of worms face off in wacky, over-the-top battles across destructible landscapes. Play solo against AI or with up to 6 players locally, experiment with nearly 60 ridiculous weapons from bazookas to concrete donkeys, and enjoy endless variety with the Worm Pot, offering over 1,000 different game modes to keep the mayhem fresh. It's a 78 on Game Rankings, and there's unfortunately no trophy support for this yet. Hopefully we get it soon. For 99 cents, Livelock is a cooperative top-down shooter where you play solo or with up to 2 allies as one of the last remaining capital intellects tasked with breaking the cycle of endless machine warfare. Overcome chaotic battles that demand mastery of your arsenal and enemy behaviors, coordinate with teammates to exploit unique class abilities, and unleash devastating skills like orbital lasers, automated drones, and shockwaves. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $1.49, Rive is a 360-degree shooter and platformer hybrid where you pilot the agile spider tank Roughshot through explosive battles and cinematic set pieces. Gather hacks to control enemies, upgrade your tank's special attacks, armor, and loot magnet, tackle a campaign voiced by Mark Dodson, and test your skills in speedrun and single credit modes while competing on online leaderboards for the ultimate high-score bragging rights. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Valkyria Chronicles Remastered is a tactical action strategy RPG set in an alternate history 1930s Europe, where you lead Velk and Gunther and Squad 7 as they defend Gallia from a powerful Imperial invasion. You'll command troops across watercolor-style battlefields using a blend of turn-based planning and real-time movement, while upgrading weapons, unlocking new squad abilities, and experiencing a heartfelt wartime story. It's an 87 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Star Wars Battlefront Ultimate Edition lets fans fully immerse themselves in epic, large-scale, and visually stunning battles across the galaxy, offering everything from the base game to the complete season pass with 4 expansion packs, exclusive emotes, and bonus content. Play as rebels or Imperials, wield iconic weapons, and take part in massive multiplayer skirmishes set on legendary planets from the Star Wars universe. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Batman Arkham VR lets you step directly into the cowl of the Dark Knight in an immersive first-person mystery set within the acclaimed Arkham universe, built from the ground up for virtual reality. Experience Gotham City through Batman's eyes as you investigate crime scenes, reconstruct events using tools in the Batcave, and wield iconic gadgets like batarangs and the grapnel gun in a tense, atmospheric story. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, the Disney Afternoon Collection is a retro compilation featuring 6 classic Disney platformers starring characters like Scrooge McDuck, Darkwing Duck, Baloo, and Chip and Dale. Relive globe-trotting adventures in cooperative platforming while tackling boss rush and time attack modes using the rewind feature for second chances and exploring a museum packed with concept art and music. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, Overcooked Gourmet Edition combines the chaotic, fast-paced fun of the hit co-op cooking game with a Lost Morsel content pack, challenging 1 to 4 players to prepare, cook, and serve dishes under extreme time pressure in hilariously absurd kitchens. The Lost Morsel expansion adds 6 new campaign levels, a new vehicle for map travel, and 6 unlockable chefs, extending the culinary chaos. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, Yoku's Island Express is an open-world adventure where you play as Yoku, a tiny postman navigating Mokumana Island using a unique and inventive blend of pinball mechanics, platforming, and exploration. You'll seamlessly traverse lush beaches, snowy mountains, and steamy hot springs, completing quests, helping quirky locals, and awakening ancient deities while uncovering the island's deep mysteries. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Going Under is a roguelike dungeon crawler set beneath the ruins of failed tech startups, where you play as an unpaid intern battling corporate nightmares in a dystopian city. Descend into procedurally generated dungeons themed around gig economy apps, crypto schemes, and dating startups, using breakable office junk like laptops, brooms, and keyboards as weapons while uncovering the shady motives of your employer. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.29, Quake is the legendary dark fantasy first-person shooter from id Software that helped define 3D shooters, blending gothic atmosphere with blisteringly fast combat against grotesque Lovecraftian horrors. This enhanced edition modernizes the classic with 4K support, improved character models, and smoother performance, while preserving the razor-sharp level design, maze-like castles and slipgates, and multiplayer options. It's a 92 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Kaze and the Wild Masks is a fast-paced 90s-inspired platformer that follows Kaze's journey across the cursed Crystal Islands to save her dear friend from an outbreak of enraged, living vegetables. Channeling the spirit of retro classics like Donkey Kong Country, it features buttery smooth platforming, tight controls, and frame-by-frame pixel animation that makes every jump, spin, and dash feel incredibly responsive and satisfying. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Eagle Flight is an immersive VR flight simulator where you soar freely over a beautifully recreated Paris, engaging in thrilling aerial dogfights, performing daring maneuvers, and exploring iconic landmarks from breathtaking heights. Players can fly solo to master intuitive controls or team up with friends in fast-paced, 6-player multiplayer matches, using agility, strategy, and skill to dominate the skies in competitive, adrenaline-fueled battles. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $4.99, the Lego Movie video game is a lighthearted action-adventure based on the hit animated film, following an unlikely band of resistance heroes as they set out to stop Lord Business's evil plan. Play through story-driven levels, unlock over 90 quirky characters, and use Master Builder abilities, while solving puzzles and battling enemies across imaginative brick-built worlds inspired directly by the movie's most memorable over-the-top set pieces. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Dead Rising 2 is a frantic action-adventure where you play as a motorcycle racer navigating the zombie-infested streets of Fortune City while racing against time to save his young daughter with the life-saving Zombrex. You'll scavenge weapons, craft improvised tools, and explore sprawling environments full of zombies, using vehicles and creative combat to survive chaotic encounters and complete challenging missions. It's an 80 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For For $2.99, Saints Row 4 Re-Elected is an over-the-top open-world action game where the leader of the 3rd Street Saints becomes president and battles an alien warlord inside a reality-bending simulation to save Earth from destruction. Remastered for modern consoles, it features updated visuals, models, environments, and dynamic shadows, bringing Steelport's chaotic, vibrant world to life with sharper detail and cinematic flair. It's an 84 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Unmetal is a clever stealth action adventure where Jesse Fox must escape a covert military base after being wrongly imprisoned, using brains, brawn, and improvised gadgets at every turn. You'll sneak, fight, and manipulate your way through heavily guarded areas, employing explosives, quirky weapons, and puzzle solving, while interacting with eccentric characters in a story packed with satirical gaming and pop culture references. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.29, Doom 3 is a critically acclaimed action horror shooter that reimagines the original Doom, plunging you into a demon-infested Mars facility as a lone Marine fighting to stop a full-scale invasion from Hell. Navigate dark, claustrophobic corridors, battle terrifying enemies, and balance intense, shotgun-driven gunplay with survival horror elements as flickering lights, oppressive sound design, and sudden ambushes keep you on edge. It's an 87 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Narita Boy is a retro-fueled action-adventure that throws you into the neon-soaked digital kingdom as a pixel hero wielding the legendary Techno Sword to restore corrupted code and recover the creator's lost memories. Slash through corrupted stallions with stylish combo-driven combat, explore a synth-drenched world brought to life with hand-drawn pixel animations, and battle wild bosses to an electrifying 80s-inspired soundtrack. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, the LEGO Ninjago Movie video game lets you become a ninja alongside Lloyd, Jay, Kai, and friends to defend Ninjago from the evil Lord Garmadon and his shark army. Master ninja agility by wall running, high jumping, and battling foes across 8 action-packed locations, each with unique challenge dojos, while upgrading combat skills, unlocking secrets, and uncovering hidden collectibles in a vibrant, cinematic LEGO world. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.74, Omno is a single-player adventure about discovery and wonder, guiding you through an ancient world filled with forgotten power, quiet emotional storytelling, and breathtaking minimalist landscapes. Harness the energy of a lost civilization to solve environmental puzzles, traverse lush forests, scorching deserts, and frozen tundras, and encounter fantastical creatures ranging from tiny critters to towering, enigmatic giants. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Sine Mora EX is a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up where time itself is a weapon, blending classic arcade-style shooting action with a stunning modern presentation, cinematic flair, and beautifully detailed dieselpunk-inspired visuals. Experience an over-the-top story mode with fully voiced characters in a challenging arcade mode, or team up locally in co-op for 2 players while mastering tight controls and unique time-based mechanics. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $4.49, MudRunner is a rugged off-road simulator where you battle brutal Siberian terrain using powerful all-terrain vehicles, limited tools, and careful planning to survive each delivery. You'll crawl through deep mud, ford rushing rivers, and navigate collapsing trails across massive open maps that react realistically to every movement, turning each route into a tense puzzle of traction, weight, momentum, and smart resource management. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Get Even is a psychological thriller blending first-person shooting and investigation as Cole Black awakens in an abandoned asylum with no memory beyond a failed attempt to save a girl strapped to a bomb. Use the experimental memory-reading device fused to Black's head to alter fragmented memories, explore haunting environments, and piece together the truth behind the girl's identity and the events that led to that fateful moment. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $2.99, The First Tree is a third-person exploration adventure following a fox searching for a missing family and a son reflecting on his relationship with his estranged father in Alaska. Guide the fox through dreamlike landscapes with light platforming and gentle puzzles, uncover personal artifacts that reveal the son's memories, and experience an emotional journey elevated by a beautiful orchestral soundtrack. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, The Sojourn is a thought-provoking first-person puzzle adventure that immerses you in a stunning world of light and shadow, where every step challenges your perception of reality and your problem-solving skills. You'll solve increasingly intricate puzzles that test logic, observation, and timing, navigating environments that shift between luminous beauty and deep darkness, while uncovering the philosophical story behind the mysterious land. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, A Boy and His Blob is a charming, hand-drawn puzzle platformer where a young boy teams up with a shape-shifting blob to save the fallen planet of Blobolonia from the evil emperor. You'll feed the blob jelly beans to trigger unique transformations, creatively solving environmental puzzles, overcoming enemies, and navigating beautifully animated levels that span forests, swamps, caves, and the Emperor's Citadel. It's an 82 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.99, Greek, Memories of Azure is a hand-drawn side-scrolling adventure where you control 3 Koran siblings working together to survive an ongoing invasion and escape the war-torn lands of Azure. Seamlessly switch between the trio to solve cleverly crafted puzzles, engage in fast-paced combat against invading forces, and gather scattered airship components across an interconnected world to rebuild your means of escape. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Doom 64 is a classic first-person shooter focused on ripping through Hell's forces in a darker, more atmospheric continuation of the original Doom formula. You blast through over 30 tightly designed levels packed with relentless enemies, clever level layouts, and labyrinthine secrets, all enhanced by moodier lighting, unsettling sound design, and an oppressive, haunting soundtrack that sets it apart from earlier entries. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.24, Speedrunners Deluxe Edition is a competitive platformer where superheroes sprint across rooftops, using gadgets and ruthless tactics to knock opponents off-screen in chaotic races. Swing with grappling hooks, fire rockets, and lay traps across tight, interactive maps, and master momentum-based movement in local or online multiplayer matches, with the Deluxe Edition including the base game and all DLC. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 20 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $1.99, Lara Croft GO is a turn-based puzzle adventure set in the long-forgotten world, where Lara escapes ancient ruins to unravel the legend of the Queen of Venom. Tackle more than 115 cleverly crafted puzzles across 7 chapters, evade deadly traps and towering enemies through strategic movement, and uncover hidden relics to unlock new outfits, all brought to life with striking diorama-style visuals and an atmospheric soundtrack. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Dragon Ball Xenoverse is an action RPG where you create and fully customize your own warrior to embark on epic online and offline adventures across the Dragon Ball universe. You'll train under iconic Dragon Ball characters, learn powerful new skills, fight alongside Trunks to restore the original story, and explore the bustling Toki Toki City hub where you can team up with or battle over 200 players worldwide in multiplayer tournaments. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Harmony, The Fall of Reverie is a branching narrative adventure where Polly returns home to find her city under the grip of mega corporation MK and discovers she can see the future through a mystical realm called Reverie. Use clairvoyant foresight on the augural board to shape pivotal choices, bond with aspirations like glory, chaos, and truth to unlock new story paths, and decide which deity will guide humanity's future. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.99, Quake 2 is an enhanced re-release of id Software's iconic military sci-fi FPS, sending you to the Strogg homeworld for a relentless campaign packed with heavy weapons and industrial atmosphere. Fight through the original story in both classic mission packs, experience the all-new Call of the Machine expansion with 28 fresh levels, and jump into online or local multiplayer with crossplay, 4K support, and restored content. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $3.99, The Night Witch is a fast-paced shoot-'em-up and spellcasting adventure where you take on foes across Dungeonitis, choosing whether to rely on weapons, magic, or a clever mix of both to dominate the battlefield. Customize your playstyle by upgrading knight abilities for intense shmup action or building a unique spell deck from over 30 cards, all while forging bonds with citizens whose trust and gratitude can alter your strength. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $2.49, Abroxia 2 is a non-linear retro space shooter that follows ace pilot Sabrina as she journeys into a dangerous star system to rescue her missing father after a devastating assault on free space. Battle through branching mission packs packed with screen-filling boss fights, upgrade and fine-tune your ship with powerful weapons and stat boosts, and dive into New Game Plus for tougher enemies and challenges, all wrapped in crisp pixel visuals. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Agent A, A Puzzle in Disguise, is a stylish secret agent puzzle game where you step into the shoes of Agent A to track down the elusive Ruby LaRouge in her retro-futuristic hideout. Explore 35 unique 1960s-inspired environments filled with clever inventory-based puzzles, hidden gadgets, and mind-bending logic challenges, while making careful observations and connecting clues to solve 100 intricate puzzles across 50 puzzle screens. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Sparklight is a top-down action-adventure set in the whimsical, ever-changing land of Geodia, where you battle foes using an inventive arsenal of gadgets, guns, and gear while exploring procedurally generated biomes. Take on the greedy Baron Mining Corp and their towering gremlin titans, befriend locals to help build the refuge, and even team up with Ada's robotic sidekick for local co-op action in a vibrant, pixel art world full of surprises. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $3.74, Cluster Truck is a chaotic physics-based platformer that turns a speeding highway into a perilous, over-the-top playground where the floor is literally lava. Leap, dodge, and sprint across unpredictable, tumbling trucks, testing your reflexes, timing, and creativity as swinging hammers, lasers, and other deadly hazards are added in increasingly insane levels, full of wild surprises and explosive moments. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $3.49, Glaylancer is a beloved 16-bit space shooter originally released in 1992, putting you in control of a daring pilot who hijacks a prototype fighter to track down her missing father across the galaxy. Blast through waves of alien enemies, collect powerful upgrades, and choose between multiple ship formations to customize your firepower, while enjoying epic anime-style cutscenes, an engaging space opera storyline, and iconic retro graphics. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about an hour to platinum. For $4.99, Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 is a nostalgic collection of 11 classic 8-bit Namco games, including Galaxian, Pac Man, Xevious, Mappy, Dig Dug, The Tower of Draga, and more, plus a newly created 8-bit demastered Pac Man Championship Edition. Players can relive the golden age of arcade gaming with original gameplay, pixel-perfect visuals, classic soundtracks, and authentic arcade charm. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $4.99, Crown Trick is a beautifully animated roguelike RPG adventure with turn-based combat, skill item interactions, and strategic dungeon exploration that keeps every run fresh and challenging. Navigate a labyrinth that moves as you move, master elemental combinations to defeat enemies, learn new skills from defeated foes, and uncover the hidden secrets of the mysterious Nightmare Realm while building your unique combat style. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $2.99, Apotheon is a fast-paced 2D action game set in a beautifully stylized ancient Greek world where you play humanity's last hero, fighting to reclaim divine powers from the abandoned gods of Olympus. Battle mythical creatures, explore sprawling locations like the forests of Artemis and the palaces of Apollo, and master brutal Bronze Age combat while collecting divine treasures and interacting with legendary fully voiced characters. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For 99 cents, One Night Stand is an interactive narrative adventure where you wake up in a stranger's bedroom and must carefully piece together who she is, what brought you both together, and why you're there. Explore the room for clues, make choices with caution, and decide whether to stay and deepen the connection or leave when the opportunity arises, all while uncovering 12 unique endings that reveal different perspectives on the night's events. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about an hour to platinum. For $3.74, Spider Heck is a fast-paced, chaotic couch co-op brawler where spiders wield laser swords, grenades, and rocket launchers in hilariously over-the-top battles. Challenge yourself in endless waves of single-player mayhem, team up with friends in local or online co-op PvE, or face off in competitive PvP matches, all while performing insane acrobatics and experimenting with a huge variety of weapons. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. $1.99, Golf Club Nostalgia is a unique urban wasteland adventure golf game where you play through crumbling monuments, abandoned malls, and decaying museums, each hole telling its own story. You explore a desolate Earth, piecing together humanity's fall through the lone golfer Charlie's journey, radio nostalgia broadcasts from Mars, and the observations of his secret spectator, all set to a nostalgic, purposefully composed soundtrack. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $4.99, Sherlock Holmes The Awakened Deluxe Edition is a nerve-wracking Lovecraftian adventure rebuilt with modern graphics and gameplay, placing you in the shoes of Sherlock Holmes as he investigates mysterious disappearances linked to a dark cult. Explore Europe and the US and uncover the chilling secrets of the Cthulhu mythos, with the Deluxe Edition including the Whispered Dreams side quest pack and the Detective's Wardrobe. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.39, Evan's Remains is a mystery thriller puzzle adventure that follows Deus as she searches for a missing boy, Evan, on a remote Pacific island, slowly uncovering the strange circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Solve logic-based platform puzzles, explore the island, and piece together the story inspired by Japanese graphic adventure games as Deus follows Evan's cryptic letter and discovers the truth behind his absence. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 3 hours to platinum. For $3.99, The Escapist is a prison break simulation that offers a humorous yet strategic glimpse into life behind bars, where careful planning, clever problem solving, and cunning are just as important as brute force. Navigate an open-world prison, attending roll calls, completing chores, interacting with fellow inmates, and carefully crafting tools, earning money, and improving your skills to prepare for the perfect, carefully timed escape. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $4.49, Neversong is a haunting, dreamlike adventure that follows Pete as he wakes from a coma to find his girlfriend missing and uncovers the eerie secrets of Neverwood. Explore 6 moody, illustrative levels from Red Wind Field to Black Fork Asylum, battle bosses, monsters, and zombie grown-ups with your trusty baseball bat, and journey alongside quirky childhood friends and a loyal pet bird while discovering the truth behind Pete's past. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $1.99, Pac Man 256 brings the endlessly addictive maze action to consoles with exciting new multiplayer features, updated gameplay twists, and visually enhanced, colorful, and dynamic graphics. Challenge friends locally with up to 4-player co-op as you chomp pack dots, evade the ever-looming glitch, and outsmart revived retro ghosts like Sue, Funky, and Spunky across increasingly complex mazes. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, a platinum for this one. For $2.99, Aven Colony is a sci-fi city-building strategy game where you lead humanity's first settlements on the alien world of Aven Prime, managing colonies across deserts, tundras, and wetlands while surviving harsh environments. You'll construct sprawling cities, provide food, healthcare, jobs, and entertainment, explore ruins for artifacts, and guide your colonists through elections and social challenges to maintain order and prosperity. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $2.24, Meow Motors is a chaotic and colorful go-kart racing game where you play as one of a dozen quirky cats, each with unique personalities and abilities, as they race through mines, bombs, and tricky tracks. Enjoy dynamic gameplay with 3 distinct modes, circle races, drifts, and strike mode over 20 challenging tracks, collecting and charging 10 different power-ups to gain an edge and score bonuses for drifting and overtaking. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sales stuff that I put out. Leave a like and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.